Well, right now, Melbourne's probably in the grips of its hottest day in quite some time. Um, a lot of the songs tonight, as you can tell, I have a very strong New York theme. And one of the things I remember so much from New York, because I arrived in New York on August of 2001. Yes, draw the lines, and yes, that means I was there during that day. Um, August in New York is probably the most depressing time to be there because it's just hot. And it is hot and sultry and angry. And my August in memories of New York are never pleasant. 2002, August was when New York actually, 2002 or 2003, I think it's 2002, was when New York actually had a power outage. It a power outage that took out the entire eastern seaboard, except for Boston or Philadelphia, I think, one of the two, because they were able to cut it off. And it all started because of some power outage in Ohio, and that's what started the whole issue with power regulation in this country. But when I was living there at the time, I was on the 26th floor of a building, which I thought was quite cool, because I just lived on the 26th floor, tiny little apartment. Imagine walking up 26 flights of stairs to get to your apartment building, which has no power, and it's extremely hot, and you happen to be carrying a dozen donuts and also a six-pack of beer for your alcoholic boyfriend. And I don't think it's an insult to say that since he's admitted it. Furthermore, on that particular day, that happened to be when my mother decided to come into town. And so it was quite funny how I was trying to reach her on my mobile, which unfortunately had virtually no service. I was with, let's just say, the American equivalent to Telstra at the time. And it encouraged me to go switch carriers. I don't think I'm necessarily saying what that was. It was actually, look, if you actually look about it, it's actually one of the most unifying things. Because, you know, when you go through, this is the thing, a lot of the coverage here in regards to Hurricane Sandy has been about how horrible it is, how horrible it is. But if you actually listen to when they interview people on the street, they find that there's a sense of community that comes out. And that's the strange thing about New York, is that you don't really think that you have so much of a community, but then at the most unexpected times, that's actually when it comes out. And you start to feel part of a greater thing, and that we're all in it together. And that's one of the greatest things that I liked about living there. So right now, I can't say that I'm actually worried so much about a lot of the people there, because they've got more support than they think. And it's actually quite nice to be there. Now, that being said, I would not wish, well, maybe I would wish upon my worst enemy to actually be trapped on the 26th floor with no electricity. And here's another funny thing. In high-rise buildings, you actually need electricity to use the toilet. Draw your own conclusions. Fiddle-dee-dee! Welcome back to the full catastrophe on Joy 94.9.